Count Carla, there's never been a more uncertain or worrying time for small and medium enterprises, and ensuring that the conditions that are set out for the sector to thrive is vital to the economy and the recovery of same. I'd like to ask the Taoiseach, who chaired a meeting of the SME and Growth Task Force on the 25th of September, in which you said that we need to set out a long-term strategic vision for small and medium enterprises. So with that in mind, Taoiseach, particularly with Brexit in mind, I'd ask, can you provide an outline on what the SME Growth Task Force has done so far and explain the long-term vision for supports for the small and medium enterprises, particularly preparation for Brexit?
Thank you. As the Deputy mentioned, the Programme for Government commits to the formation of an SME Growth Task Force to design a national SME growth plan, which will map out an ambitious long-term strategic blueprint beyond COVID-19 and Brexit. The task force will draw up detailed plans to help SMEs to start up, scale up and access foreign markets. This includes any potential improvements to the scope of firms covered by the existing enterprise agencies and recommendations as to how these can be broadened. It will also look at ways to make SMEs more productive and ready for the transition to the digital and green economy. We held the first meeting of the SME Growth Task Force on the 25th of September, which I chaired. It was also attended by Ministers English and Troy. The task force is composed of over 20 entrepreneurs and business leaders, contributing expertise from a broad range of sectors. It's served by 4 focused subgroups with the capacity and expertise to develop actions in thematic areas arising from the OECD's recommendations. The subgroups are entrepreneurship, productivity, digitalisation, competitiveness, internationalisation and clustering and networks. And these are the areas in which we hope to develop policies and proposals. The task force will develop an SME growth plan, which will be brought to government for approval as part of the National Economic Plan in November. The comprehensive OECD review of SME and entrepreneurship policy in Ireland, finalised in October 2019, provides a hugely informative, objective and deeply researched evidence base for this work. The task force work will continue over the coming weeks, and I look forward to reading its proposals.
Thank you, Taoiseach, but I would very much hope that that blueprint will include transport for the SMEs and the businesses that are going to require it. You'll have seen yesterday that the UK government, in preparation for Brexit, have invested just under 80 million to 4 ferry companies, European ferry companies, in order to safeguard their trade and their products being imported and exported post-Brexit, particularly the mention of medicinal and medical appliances and products. All medicines may become in short supply. We may have short supply due to our inability to prepare a daily direct ferry service. So what I'm saying is, when I've heard many times now from both of you that our main task in relation to Brexit, in relation to COVID, is to prevent mass unemployment. So what I'd ask you, Minister, is what preparations are being made for an alternative to the UK land bridge, an alternative that would have a daily direct ferry service in place post-Brexit?
Thanks very much, Deputy. This has actually come up in my various conversations with business groups, and while transport and logistics falls to Minister Ryan and Minister Naughton, we are across it because it's essential, obviously, for business and for employment that we have supply chains. I'm advised from the Department of Transport that we have quite a lot of direct capacity. Ro-ro ferries from Ireland directly to France, to Spain, even Portugal now, and also to Netherlands and Belgium. So they're telling us that there's about 40% unused capacity on those shipping lines, which can be utilised as an alternative to the land bridge if there are significant delays in Kent. But it is something that we're going to have to keep under review in case we need to do more.
Yeah, Count Carla, we've had a report from the IMDO in 2018, and if we take the IMDO report seriously and you add up the figures of the current land bridge traffic having to travel direct post-Brexit, we currently have 6 daily ferries. Post-Brexit, according to the IMDO figures, we're going to need 15 to replace the land bridge traffic. Now, 40% available capacity at the minute doesn't add up to 15 services a week. So I think we need to go back. It's a long time in review, Taoiseach, to 2018 that report was prepared. We've actually grown since, and I'm very, very concerned that the dots are not being joined. I appreciate you telling me it's transport, but you are trade, and it's the business of exports and imports that safeguards jobs, and we definitely have to look at this and prepare, not post-Brexit now.
Yeah, as you say, that IMD report is from 2018, and the Department of Transport has done a more up-to-date report since then, which is where this figure of 40% capacity comes from. It's not our thinking that everyone will stop using the land bridge. Some will divert from the UK or the British land bridge to direct services. For others, it'll still be quicker to go through the UK, even if they're stuck there for a few hours, and that's the nature of the business, depending on where you're going to, of course, in continental Europe. So that's a decision that'll have to be made. Obviously, we're doing everything we can to work with authorities on continental Europe, the French and Belgian and Dutch ports, and also the British authorities to make sure that any delays are minimised.